Fati, who scored against Ceuta in the Spanish Cup. It will be so important if Ansu Fati is able to score today against Getafe.
Well, that was...
By the way, 79,814 fans at the Spotify Camp Nou tonight, just below the average of this season, which is more than 83,000, much more than last season's average, which was 54,000. So things are recovering lately for Barcelona in terms of fans attending the games.
Well, that is a huge leap in average, and Xavi maybe takes a large chunk of the credit. Different mood around the place since he took over. Nice touch from Gavi. Ansu Fati. Rafinha with the cross, palmed away but not to safety, almost straight to Gavi, and in the end Luis Milla clears. Here's Damian Suarez, laid off by Enisu now. Mayoral back to Alderete. Cleared by Soria once more. Ter Stegen to Busquets. Gavi. Out to Rafinha. Alba offering himself on the overlap. Rafinha instead plays the ball to Ousmane Dembele. Dembele back to Rafinha. Rafinha clips the cross in. Alderete heads clear.
Here's when you miss Robert Lewandowski.
Sorry, Tony, we've been informed that Barcelona, they made the substitution from Andreas Christensen because he had some slight problems on his left hamstring.
Well, thank you, Jamie. That's obviously that changed it all because it was a little bit surprising, and he's just being brilliant. So let's see what happens with Christensen, because some physical problems when it was in the best moment by far this season.
Yeah, not great news for Barcelona with so many games coming up. Barca fans will hope it was very much a precaution. Gavi plays the ball back to Busquets. Here's Eric Garcia, quickly out to Rafinha.
Rafinha still struggling, trying to change the dynamic of the game and also his own destiny. He played in the World Cup with the Brazilian national side. He didn't score the goal since he came back. Sometimes he started the game on the bench. He is trying so hard on the left, on the right, but we'll still miss the best version of the Brazilian winger.
Getafe with another throw. Back to Milla. Here's Jene. Soria goes long, looking for Enisu now. It's headed away by Koundé. Eric Garcia back to Alba. Pedri feeds Ansu Fati and just clipped his heel. Gavi with another one of those heart-in-mouth challenges. The referee's happy that it's not a caution, though, just a foul on Damian Suarez.
Every single member of the Getafe bench don't agree with that. They were all asking for a yellow card.
Still only one yellow card shown by Javier Iglesias. That was for Alderete in the first half. Pedri. One back by Mayoral. Referee has to stop play because he interfered with play. originate in Damian Suarez.
The game didn't change, and it's interesting how Getafe, as Jamie was explaining, is trying to do exactly the same that Espanyol done some weeks ago. You are 1-0 behind, but you keep it calm, you keep it slow. You are waiting for your moment. In this case, it was Joselu who won a penalty in the last minutes and scored an equalizer. So Getafe knows that today Barca is not at the highest level, so they just need to focus in defend well, trying to stop Barca, trying to not concede the second one, and let's see if then they are able to score a goal that it will mean a lot for Getafe.
Well, reduced options for Kiki Sanchez Flores on the bench. As we mentioned earlier, as you mentioned earlier, there's no Munir. He does have the option of Porto, although he's been used as a wing-back so far this season. Jaime Mata is there as well. Mumbi Latassa as well, prolific Real Madrid youth striker, is on the bench too. The ball played back to Koundé. There was a late challenge there. The referee allows play to continue. Here comes Sergi Roberto. Mia on Pedri, but ball out to Alba. Dembélé back to Busquets. Pass was behind Alba. Pass from Koundé, but Rafinha recovered to keep it in play. Back to Eric Garcia. Rafinha. Still Rafinha in a teasing one that Ansu Fati tried to get on the end of it. Was well dealt with by Dominguez Duarte. Gobia heads away. Suarez, well, in the end his pass goes all the way back to Soria.
And obviously what Xavi Hernandez wants is to have the ball always close to David Soria's goal, really far away from Marc-André ter Stegen.
Damian Suarez to Borja Mayoral. Mayoral taking his time to get back to his feet. He's really put in a shift, making that fourth midfielder, as well as trying to join Enes Ünal in support. Busquets. Still very much defence against attack at the moment. Dembélé. Garcia carries the ball forward for Barcelona.
Look at Ansu Fati, where he's trying to touch the ball for so far away from the penalty spot.
Busquets picks out Jordi Alba. Dembele's made the run ahead. He's picked out Ansu Fati's a real chance here. It comes out to Dembele and he pulls it wide. Another opportunity for Barcelona.
Pedri stays on the floor and is asking the referee. He was stepped on his foot. The referee tells him he has to continue. Nothing happened there.
It was good clearance as well from Omar Alderete. Although I say that, it went straight to Dembele, so it could have been punished, but it wasn't. He dragged his shot wide. Well won back by Ansu Fati. Rafinha.
And Oscar Hernandez now calls Frank Kessié. That will be the next substitution for Barcelona tonight, probably, and will be the third substitution.
Jules Koundé into Ansu Fati. Out to Rafinha. Pedri makes the run ahead of him. It's played back to Ansu Fati. Sergio Roberto back to Koundé. This time Ansu Fati's pass goes astray. Straight to Borja. He's immediately under pressure from Gavi and from Jordi Alba. And here's that change that Jamie was telling us about.
Quique Sanchez Flores has reacted to that and has just called Gonzalo Villar.
Well, let's see if it is for Pedri, who's taken his time to get up from a couple of challenges recently. Gavi back to Koundé.
Frank Kessié has been brilliant in the last games, especially against Ceuta. He was all over the place. It's true that he didn't play a lot of minutes at the beginning of the season, but now that Barca sometimes needs fresh legs, someone with energy, the former Milan man has been showing the best version since he left Italy and started to play for Barca.
Scored in the cup in midweek. Domingos Duarte plays that one forward to Borja Mayoral. He's swarmed by Barca, 3 Barcelona players. One of them, though, is adjudged to have brought him down, so he's won a free kick for his team.
And it will be Rafinha, the one replaced. Frank Kessié will enter the pitch, and from Getafe it will be Angel Algobia, who will be replaced by Gonzalo Villar.
I imagine that now Barca will be back to a system with 4 midfielders, which will allow Gavi to play more as the way he done it against Real Madrid, being more dangerous. Now we have Sergio Busquets, Kessie, Pedri and Gavi, 4 midfielders. Up front Ousmane Dembélé alongside Ansu Fati, but Gavi obviously now will run more into the box.
Janae to the substitute. Villar back at the club after a successful loan spell last season.
And 2 new players from Barcelona are warming up, and they are, I would say, surprisingly, maybe 2 defenders. After the 2 substitutions Xavi has made in defense, Marcos Alonso and Héctor Bellerín are warming up right now.
Into Kessié.
Look at Gavi where he's playing. Here it is.
Receives the ball from Jordi Alba. This time the flag goes up quickly.
And Xavi is very upset, telling the 4th official and the other linesman, in the first half you let the play continue every single time, and now you just raise the flag.
Well, he has a point. We weren't seeing that in the first half, the early flags, and is the referee now coming? He is indeed coming across to have a word with Xavi.
Exactly. That's because of the protests from Xavi, which were quite big. They were huge, by the way, and now the referee is telling him to calm down, basically. Xavi Hernandez still not agreeing with the criteria tonight from the referees and his assistants.
No card shown by the referee. Damian Suarez can't keep that ball in play. Barcelona throw. Sergio Roberto. Back to Koundé. Busquets. Chance here for Enisu now, but Koundé onto that. He played a part in gifting Getafe possession, but he made amends, and it's Barca attacking down this left-hand side now with Jordi Alba. Dembélé away for Iglesias, back to Busquets. Eric Garcia. Koundé does well to find Ansu Fati. He lays it off to Busquets. Jordi Alba to Gavi. Kessié just overhit that. And Alba is flagged offside.
And you can imagine Xavi's reaction again.
Here it is.
Well, perhaps the linesman's just warmed up and he's now seeing these a lot earlier. So
I think that the question is that you can stop the game if the player is not looking at the goal. If he turns his back, which is the case of Jordi Alba now. But if he's going straight to the goal, it's when you allow the action to finish.
Jene forward to Damian Suarez. Clear by Eric Garcia, but straight to Jene. Mayoral finds Alenya. It almost sat up for him to hit there. Instead, he played it out to Juan Iglesias. The cross comes in. It's cleared by Koundé. Well, Jamie mentioned the Espanyol game earlier in the season, and that will serve as a blueprint for teams like Getafe, and it is still only 1-0. Getafe still very much in this.
And the same instructions again from the Getafe bench. Just continue doing what you're doing. Stick together. There's plenty of time. We will have our chances.
And in fact, obviously, you are a Getafe player, and you know that it's not the best day of Barca. It's not the same Barca that we saw some days ago, being able to score 3 goals past Real Madrid. It's a slow version of Barca. They doesn't know exactly what to do with the ball. They lose it so often. And they are a little bit weak in defense, so it's still some hope for Getafe, despite obviously when you're playing against Barca, someone like Dembélé out of nowhere is able to be dangerous. Well, dangerous in this case for another thing.
Well, it's going to be a yellow card here for Dembélé for that foul on Alderete.
Well, some whistles from the Camp Nou, not a single protest from Ousmane Dembélé. And that's why.
Well, because it's Dembélé, we can all say that it wasn't in any way malicious, but it was studs into the shin of Alderete. The foot was high over the ball. Nasty challenge. And Alderete stays down.
The players are asking for something else. They are chatting with the referee, telling him he needs to go to the VAR screen to take a look at that.
Barca is in the top of the table. They won a title, but it's something good about them is that they still have a lot of chance to improve. And to improve, they need someone like Ousmane Dembélé to play better. Very poor performance today of the Frenchman.
Well, Alderete stays down. Mitrovic would be an option if he can't carry on.
Well, right now, Juan Latasa, Maximovic and Portu are the 3 players warming up.
So, positive changes then in the pipeline for Kiki Sanchez-Flores. Dembele gets away with that one because maybe another referee, another ground, maybe that would have been looked at. But it's just a yellow. It's a free kick. Aldereti's back on his feet, hobbling. And sorry, we'll take the free kick. On, but too long for Enisu now. He'll keep chasing it, but it will run through to Marc-Andre ter Stegen. Pedri out to Sergio Roberto. Back to Busquets. Jordi Alba for Barcelona.
It's always two players of Getafe controlling the area where Pedri is trying to move. Frustrating game for Pedri despite he scored the goal. He's never alone. It's always the shadow of a Getafe player. And here we can see Gavi playing almost as a winger. Here he's trying. Look at Gavi, always running, always clever.
Well, he's on the end of that one, but his first touch sends the ball straight to Gene, and he plays it back to Soria.
But Gavi always attacked through the middle, and this vertical attacks of Gavi is what Dembele and Rafinha been unable to do. It seems that even Gavi shows them how to attack. It's what Barca needs, these long runs towards the box.
Dominguez Duarte. Sorry, his kick straight to Busquets. He finds Kessier. Aldereti clears. Enisu now chasing, but Sergio Roberto gets there first and sends the ball back to ter Stegen. They win the ball back here, Getafe. There's a chance for Enisu now. Again, his first touch wasn't the best, but he's still in control of the ball. He lays it back to Luis Milla. He finds Damian Suarez. Suarez back to Villar. Nicely played out to Iglesias, who has a little bit of space. Koundé makes the clearance. The Camp Nou getting a little bit agitated by this failure to get the second goal, Jamie?
Yes, and now that's the reaction from the fans located behind Soria's goal, trying to put some hope in the local fans to reactivate the chants, because they were quite silent in the last minutes.
Corner flicked on by Gene and then by Iglesias, cleared by Koundé, out to Ansu Fati, one back by Getafe. Villar sends it back to Damian Suarez, who's happy to send it back to Soria. Koundé clears, Gene has stayed forward and he'll get on the end of this. Here he is again, Gene. Back to Alenya. Villar to Damian Suarez. Borja Mayoral back to Gonzalo Villar. Koundé trying to bring the Barcelona line of four a few steps forward. Here's Damian Suarez. Suarez felt he was fouled. Linesman indicating no foul, and the ball goes across to the other side of the pitch to Juan Iglesias. Aldereti had made the run forward. Villar. Getafe enjoying relatively long spell of possession. Koundé heads that one out. Chance here for Carlos Alenya, and well, in the end he plays the ball out to Damian Suarez. Damian Suarez with the cross, the header from Borja Mayoral, and in the end almost closer to the corner flag than ter Stegen's far post.
Xavi doesn't like what he sees, and the immediate reaction after that chance was calling Marcos Alonso. He will be the next substitution.
Well, another defender. Marcos Alonso play as a defender against Ceuta, but he can play obviously as in this case as a right back or as a winger. Let's see if maybe Barca wants to end the game with a 5 defenders line.
Ball out to Mia.
Well, Marcos Alonso has preferred to play on the left since he joined Barcelona, and there have been 2 substitutions already. Jordi Alba and Eric Garcia.
Ball over the top, the flag stays down. It's Carlos Alenya into the penalty area. Carlos Alenya, he can't get past Busquets, and the flag goes up. And of course, it's the linesman on this side. It was on the other side of the first half, and he's true to form, waited there, and eventually he raises his flag. Ter Stegen goes long again. Looking for the run of Dembélé. Here's Gavi. Ter Stegen kicking down the pitch to find the central striker. In that case was Dembélé. Probably wasn't what we expected when Xavi took over. He's not been the purist that some of us had expected.
Now is when everyone at Barca is trying to stay calm, to focus into the game, because they remember the game played at home against Espanyol in the Catalan derby, where it was almost exactly the same. Barca take the lead, they didn't play well, and at the end Espanyol clinch a point thanks to Joselu's penalty. Let's see what happens today, because it's true that in the second half at least Marc-André Ter Stegen wasn't forced to make any kind of save.
And the substitutions will take place. It will be Sergi Roberto, the one replaced by Marcos Alonso, and for Getafe Borja Mayoral will be replaced by Portu.
Imagine maybe now Jules Koundé would play as a right back and Marcos Alonso play in the middle of the defense.
Well, this will be interesting for Porto. He's suffered in silence all season, being asked to play as a wing-back. He's got a far more attacking role now. Presumably, he's going to play up front alongside Enisul now in the 13 or so minutes left.
And as we mentioned, yes, it's Jules Koundé is playing as a right-back. Another system. He's trying to change the defense. A lot of times today, Xavi Hernandez, that it means that he's not exactly happy. Now Alba in the left, we have playing together Marcos Alonso and Eric Garcia, and Jules Koundé on the right. So the defense that started the game all change.
Key game next Wednesday here against Real Sociedad in the Copa del Rey. You have to remind everyone that Araujo hasn't been playing today because he still had some muscular discomfort, and now they have to add to that Andreas Christensen left hamstring problems, so we'll see how they head into that crucial game against probably the team that is playing best football right now in Spain.
In the Spanish Cup, and then next weekend they have
Girona,
another derby against Girona away. In fact, Porto scored in the Camp Nou playing for Girona, so he knows what's the feeling to score in this stadium. He done it with Girona in a draw 2-2. Here is Porto on the run.
Against Marcos Alonso, it's Ansu Fati that comes back and wins possession for Barcelona. Kessié sends it back to Marcos Alonso. Here's Jordi Alba. Alba once more. Ansu Fati back to Jordi Alba. Barcelona haven't minded the 1-0 win this season. Beat Atletico Madrid 1-0. Valencia was just 1-0. Ball over the top for Gavi here. Gavi turns, and in the end a combination of Gené and Domingos Duarte clears, but Domingos Duarte clearance goes straight to Ousmane Dembélé. Here's Koundé. Busquets back out to Dembélé. And Busquets is robbed by Gonzalo Villar. There's a break on here. Porto streaming forward. Enes Unal is furthest forward at the moment for Getafe. The pass asks a lot of him, and Marcos Alonso makes the clearance. Kessié keeps it in play.
Really well defended by Marcos Alonso here. Really fast, the former Chelsea man. Look, now Barca is playing without a number 9 because Ansu Fati is in the left, so not a striker. It's with 5 players who trying to attack, but it's Kessié who's playing in the middle.
Over the top for Ansu Fati. There's a chance here for Ansu Fati to make it 2, and out comes Soria, and up goes the flag.
And as we mentioned, as Ansu Fati received the ball and it was running towards the goal, is why they let the action coming to an end. It was offside, but what was the referee was trying to explain to Xavi. If you run through the goal, it's a clear chance. You will have the chance to shoot on target. And then we will see if it wasn't or not offside. But if you turn your back to the goal, then the referee can stop the game.
And I see Luis Milla asking the Getafe bench to stay calm because they wanted to do a substitution. Juan Latasa, who was called, and Luis Milla is still stretching on the pitch. We have to remember that Getafe have done already 2 substitutions, so they have 1 window left, and maybe that's why they are asking to wait right now. And it will be a yellow card for Enes Unal.
His foul on Sergi Busquets. Well, he was prolific last season. Sorry, Jamie.
Who was exhausted, Pete, because he tried to recover from that action with Marcos Alonso. He stayed down for a few seconds. He was given some sort of help from those magic sprays from the sideline. And now I see his face, he's still struggling.
Well, if ever he plays for a team that's constantly on the front foot and packs the opposition's penalty area, he'll have to adapt because life at Valladolid and then at Getafe, it's been hard work for him. Here's Carlos Alenya. Out to Lamin Suarez. Porter's making the run, but it's played back instead to Gené. Porter wins the header. Goes back towards his own goal. Here's Busquets. Interception from Alderete. To Alenya. Pedri wins it back for Barcelona. Alba to Koundé. Well, at some point, Tony, Getafe have to maybe propose, as they say in Spanish, a little bit more than they have up until now. It's all well and good the way that they've been so well organised and restricted Barcelona, but just 7 minutes left here. They do need a goal.
Yes. we were saying during all the game, oh, Getafe, you've been playing so good, defending so well, but at the end it's about winning games, or at least get a point, and it's not the case. So let's see if at a certain point that they forget to defend and try to score the equalizer, because it's okay, 7 minutes plus extra time. You have 10 minutes to score a goal here in the Camp Nou Stadium. Let's see if Getafe is able to do it. Solid performance, and it's good when you play good football against a bigger side, but at the end it's all about the results. And I imagine that this triple substitution, it has something to do with what we have been talking about.
Enes Unal will be replaced by Latasa. We will also have Juan Iglesias replaced by Gaston Alvarez. And we'll wait for the third substitution. It's Jaime Seoane prepared to replace Luis Milla. So this is the final reaction from Quique Sánchez Flores. This is why he was waiting, because he wanted to enjoy all the substitutions he has able to do, because it's 5 substitutions, and now he's used the 3 windows too.
Well, let's see what Latasa can do. As I say, 13 goals for Real Madrid's B team last season. He's got 6 goals to make a big name for himself in the Spanish capital. He'll need a chance, though. He'll need some service. Here's Dembélé at the other end. And he's fed Kessié, and Kessié can put it beyond doubt here. And it's a good save. It comes out almost to Pedri. It's cleared by Alderete, I think it was, who put it behind for a corner. Real opportunity that for Kessié to make it 2 goals in 2 games. Eric Garcia starts the move. Great run from Dembélé, and there's Kessié. Good save from Soria.
Now the game goes in Ousmane Dembélé direction because he will find the spaces he needs to attack and be dangerous. Good connection with Kessié, and Soria denying him to score the second goal.
Gaston Alvarez clears, but it comes out to Alba, who doesn't catch it right. Ansu Fati. Gavi back to Jordi Alba. Jules Koundé out to Ousmane Dembélé. Does well to keep possession, Dembélé. Pass is short, though. It was a year ago that Dembélé was being left out of the Barcelona side because he wouldn't sign a new deal. But he held out until the end of January, and a lot has changed for him since then.
And it's all thanks to Xavi Hernandez.
Absolutely.
No, always Xavi.
Has anyone shown as much faith in Ousmane Dembélé as Xavi Hernandez?
Yeah. I want a boss like Xavi Hernandez, big Ousmane Dembélé, because it's always defending the Frenchman.
Alenia with the cross, cleared by Eric Garcia. Intercepts the throw, but Alenia has it back for Getafe. Here's Gene being charged down by Ansu Fati. He caught him very late there. He's quickly to his feet, Ansu Fati. Camino didn't like that on a player who spent so much of last season out injured. Gonzalo Villar. Back to Alderete.
Huffing and puffing, looking down. There we see Quique Flores clapping his hands, but Xavi Hernandez has nothing to clap to right now.
Well, neither of the coaches are happy, Jamie, because just as you were commenting on Xavi's body language, we saw Quique also puffing out his chest and shaking his arm, and the control is wrong, so the ball goes out for a throw to Barcelona.
And now Quique gets absolutely desperate, shouting towards the floor, losing a little bit of everything that he's shown today here, because he was quite calm today, but now he couldn't understand how 2 controls in a row have been missed by his players on that side.
Almost impossible to stay calm right now, because the result is so important for Barca. They need to protect these 2 points, and the result is so important for Getafe. Imagine how everything can change if you come back home to Madrid with a point away in the Spotify Camp Nou.
Suarez with the throw. Alenia forward towards Latassa. It's headed clear, but straight to Porto. Porto turns away from Kessié, but runs into Busquets. Here's Pedri. Dembélé on the charge. Not too much in the way of support. They are joining. Kessié making a run through the middle. Still Ousmane Dembélé. He finds Ansu Fati. No, he doesn't. Gene makes the clearance. But straight back to Ousmane Dembélé. Now he finds Ansu Fati. Pedri's made a run into the area, and Ansu Fati, trying to pick out the top corner, sends that one over the top.
Xavi Hernandez shouting he wants his players now together to join lines, and was his instruction towards his midfielders especially.
And Very interesting how every time that he can, Ansu Fati is trying to play more on the left. He doesn't want to play as a proper number 9, so every time that it's possible, he tries to attack Garena on the left.
Alonso with the clearance, headed away by Duarte. Sione is dispossessed, is he, by Gavi? No, they've won it back. Getafe. Suarez to Garena. Those two will keep fighting right to the end. The long ball forward towards Latasa, but back with Marc-Andre ter Stegen, whose first half save really does look of huge importance and significance in this game, because that block and Pedri's goal, the difference as we go into the 5 minutes of added time. Here's Ousmane Dembélé, wins the foul from Alderete. 17 attempts Getafe to win here, 17 times they failed. Only Elche been here more often and not won, and it does look as if it's going to be 18. Busquets over the free kick. Stegen launches that long towards Gavi, wins the header against Garena, which is not easy to do, but there was no one to get on to the end of the second ball.
So important for Getafe to show they have a big heart, pride, because the last result against Espanyol was a hard blow to Quique Sanchez for the side.
Ball back with Marcos Alonso, he sent it back to ter Stegen. Cleared by Garena. Sione tries to thread that one through to Alenya. He's won it back, Sione, and he was held back. So a free kick for Getafe.
Maybe the last chance for the men in blue. Well, today in green. But
are they going to salvage something with a set piece in added time? Sione is over the ball. 3 minutes left of the 5 that have been added on. Floated forward, Busquets is closest to clearing it, and in the end it was that man Juanmi Latasa who got his head to it, but not enough power on the header to really test ter Stegen.
Look at Latasa in the second post, defended by Sergio Busquets. Really fast, really aggressive. What a chance for the former Real Madrid striker.
Well, he'd taken up an intelligent position and he made sure he got there first as well.
This guy is a specialist, and he able to beat Barca defense, and I'm sure that Xavi Hernandez cannot be happy with these kind of mistakes. In the last minutes, you're playing at home, you concede this fall to Getafe, and then another shoot on target.
Gavi. Still as exuberant in the last minute as he was in the first minute. Getafe throw. Damian Suarez wants to take it quickly. There aren't too many options on for him. Finally, Porto comes towards him, gives it back to him. Another Getafe throw. Latasa tried to lay it off towards Alenya. It does come to Alenya in the end. He lays it off to Sione. Out towards Gaston Alvarez. Back to Alderete. Back out to Alvarez. Camp Nou whistling for time. Alderete. One back. Pedri strides out with the ball. He's got Dembélé to his right. Kessie joining as well. He tries to play that forward to Dembélé. It was a tired pass, and Dominguez Duarte sends it back to Soria. Into the last minute of added time. Gavi with the headed clearance, but straight to Damian Suarez. Suarez back to Garena. Getafe need to get the ball forward as quickly as possible. It's Villar. Sione charged down by Gavi. Gavi sprints in towards Jene. Jene sidesteps him and plays the ball forward to Latassa. There's maybe a chance here for Porto. Ter Stegen has to come out and claim. Well, he did that very calmly and very coolly, but it was a late half chance maybe for Getafe.
Look at Ter Stegen. He wants the end right here, right now.
Ter Stegen's kick straight to Jene. Forward from Dominguez Duarte towards Latassa. Gavi hooks the ball forward, and that is the final whistle. Not vintage Barcelona by any stretch.